What did this team do that has changed the landscape, arguably, in basketball in Indiana?
That was Stephanie White, the head coach of the Indiana Fever, describing the one trait that came to define her team in the crucible of the 2025 playoffs. They just kept getting back up. It's the kind of statement that builds a legend, the kind of quote you put on a locker, room wall. But what if I told you that this newfound strength, this incredible battle-hardened identity, has an unspoken consequence? What if this team's greatest triumph inadvertently created an entirely new and perhaps impossible level of pressure for their returning superstar, Caitlin Clark? For weeks, the story has been about the Fever's heroic playoff run. Today, we're going to connect the dots on the story no one is telling. We'll break down how the team's shocking success without her has completely rewritten the script for Clark's 2026 return, transforming her role from savior to a player who now has absolutely no room for error. And most importantly, we're going to dissect her calculated as public response to it all. This is the kind of deep dive analysis we live for as a community. So if you appreciate channels that filter out the noise to get to the real story, do me a favor and hit that like button right now. It's a huge signal to us that we're on the right track. All right, let's get into it. To understand the pressure Clark is facing, you first have to understand the fire that forged her team's new identity. Let's go back to that now legendary Game 5 in Las Vegas. On paper, it was a 107-98 overtime loss that ended the Fever season. But for anyone who watched it, the scoreboard was the least important part of the story. This was a team that, by all rights, shouldn't have even been there. They were decimated by injuries, with at least 5 key players suffering season-ending, playoff-limiting setbacks, including Clark herself. They were so depleted, they had to rely on hardship contracts just to fill out the roster. And they were facing the 2-time defending champion Las Vegas Aces on their home floor. Then, the chaos got worse. In the third quarter, their leading scorer, Kelsey Mitchell, suddenly collapsed on the floor with severe cramps and had to be rushed to the hospital. It was a terrifying moment that would have broken most teams, but the Fever didn't break. Then, their all-star anchor in the middle, Aaliyah Boston, was whistled for a series of controversial phantom calls.